Hey everybody, it's Jared Hope and Keith Faria with Tilt Property Group, and today we're standing inside one of our clients' brand new built new homes, 2 stories out here in Beaumont. And it brought us up to a conversation of how to pick a good builder, how to pick a good product, and how to pick a good product, good builder, good product in a good area. And so we're here to share some tips.
Yeah, absolutely. And of course, I mean, you know, there's lots of really beautiful homes just like this. And what we like most about working with this particular builder is the quality and of the, not just the product, but the service that he offers. And no different than a buyer choosing what builder to go with. You know, what's fun is that I get to work with a lot of really great builders too, and I get to see the difference. And so one thing I would say, I guess number one is you got to know where you want to live first of all. Once
So do you pick the builder first, or do you pick the area first?
Well, I think we want to know where you live. We're going to want to know where you want to live first. Once we get into an area, so for example, we're in Forest Heights. And when you're in Forest Heights, there's going to be houses that are already finished, halfway done, and still dirt. So you can pick, there's a lot to choose from.
Right.
And with all the different for sale signs on the line, you don't know who the builders are.
Right.
And so,
because all these for sale signs are agents that are selling the house, you don't necessarily know who the builder is.
Exactly right.
So what you want to do is find the area you want to live in first. So that's point number one.
Yep.
Find the area you want to live in, because there's no use trying to find a builder because they might not build in the area of the community that you want to be in.
Yeah, and sometimes we get that question, hey, does that builder build over in here? Right. And the answer sometimes, it's often no.
Right, because a lot of times these communities only allow certain builders in.
That's right.
Right?
Yep. So
then you're handcuffed a little bit by the area and the, you know, I don't want to say zoning, wrong word, but the restrictions that the developer puts on the builder.
That's right. And so there are, the fact is that there are some builders that just aren't in some areas, and that's okay. And so once you find the area that you want to live in, now's the time where you want to start digging around for the builder.
So how do you do that? Because there's so many builders out there. Like there could be hundreds of builders in the city.
Yeah.
So how do you find a really great builder? Because there's all kinds, and everyone says they're a good builder.
Yeah.
So how do you find that good builder?
Well, you know, what's interesting is when you do, you know, we could walk through 10 houses and let's just say they're all built by 10 different builders, okay? Some of them are an individual person, some of them are numbered companies, some of them are the larger guys, and some of the, you know, everybody is different. And so I think if you know, maybe the best thing to do would be, let's say we see 10 houses, you narrow them down to your top 3, the ones you love the most. At that point, we want to find out who the builder is, so we can start to do our homework.
Right. So what homework would you do to determine if it's a good builder?
Well, at this point,
because a house, they all look the same. When you walk into a house, they're all going to have granite. They're all going to have newer cupboards now because that's the new style. Because everyone's targeting millennials. Yeah. So how do you look behind the scenes to determine if they're good or not?
Yep. It's funny that you say that, because a lot of times we can see a house that's got shiny granite and shiny backsplash and stuff like that, but the house itself doesn't stand up to the standards and expectations.
There's so many stories that you hear where someone buys a house and 6 months later there's massive problems and the builder's gone. Well,
and that brings us right back to the builder. You've got to pick the right builder. So going back to our top 3, let's say you've got your top 3 homes, you need to do your homework. You gotta investigate, not investigate maybe, but you gotta do some due diligence on the builder himself. From obviously Googling him, checking out reviews. I mean, there's reviews on everything from new homes to pizza. And so you can get the reviews, and then the next thing I would do is contact the builder. Of course, if I'm your agent, we're going to get in touch with the builder. We can have some questions for him or his agent, and that's oftentimes where we get to find out a lot of things.
So is it an unreasonable request to ask to meet the builder at the house to do a walkthrough?
Not at all. In fact, I find that the best builders are the ones that are openly willing to do it. You know, some of the builders that we've got, that we're working with, they just say, Keith, listen, if you've got a buyer that's interested, we will be there, and nobody will do a better tour, a better walkthrough of a home than the builder himself, take you through those qualities.
But also what that does is it increases your gut check, your feeling, your emotion, right? Because if you like the builder, like who he is or she is, and how they represent themselves, chances are that they're going to continue to represent themselves after the close.
Well, and what does it say about a builder if, whether it's $300,000, $400,000, $500,000, $600,000 purchase, if a builder isn't willing to come and do that? I think sometimes that'll help you draw a line through that particular builder. And so you want somebody who's open, transparent, and operating at only the highest of integrity.
Because at the end of the day, this is your home.
Yeah.
And you're walking into a product, a home that you're going to have for the next 1 to 2 to, maybe 15 years.
Yeah, yeah.
And it's very important that you get a product built by a company, whether it's a person or a larger company, that is going to last for that long.
No, totally. And just by taking a couple of steps, and all of this what we're talking about is before you write an offer. We can have other conversations about what you do after that, but before you write the offer, you need to do these things so that the rest of the process goes smoothly.
So it almost leads to, I know we talked about a top 3, but it's almost like a top 4, because one thing that we haven't talked about is using an agent.
Yeah.
And you often hear people who go into the builder themselves to buy the property. And actually, there was a company that just went bankrupt here in the city, and no agents were involved, and it was people dealing directly with the builder themselves. What's your feedback, advice, maybe tips, guidance that you could give people on, do they use an agent when they buy a house, a new build, or do they try to represent on their own?
Well, I find no matter what you're buying, when we're talking about homes, and I think especially brand new homes, is have an agent, have that person who can do that digging for you, who can get that information, but also as a professional. The relationships that we have with builders as agents, there's some incredible builders out there, and all they want to do is go, Keith, what information can I give you? How can we help you? How can we make your buyers happy, right?
Because builders have no problem dealing with agents.
No.
And if anything, that by having an agent to represent yourself, you're actually just protecting yourself a little bit further.
Absolutely.
With all the guidelines and policies that our agents have to follow.
Yeah, absolutely. And I just think it's important to have somebody on your side. Like I was saying earlier, there's lots of really great builders, guys that are just, companies that are building just really incredible stuff.
But there's also some really bad builders.
Well, there are, and that
it's always the bad builders that kind of make the bad name for all the good builders. So it's a little bit harder to kind of weed through the the mud a little bit, right?
Well, and that's where the good agent can really make a difference, because if whether it's a red flag that comes up or an issue or an item, that realtor or the agent is going to know what to do.
Right.
Whereas if you're just a buyer unrepresented and you walk into, whether it's a show home or just an independent home that's being built, you just don't know what you're going to run into.
It's kind of buyer beware a little bit.
It really is. Yeah.
Yeah. So with that said, this is Jared Hope. This is Keith Faria. These are our top 3 plus a bonus tips on buying a new property, whether it's a new build for a rental, for your personal house, whatever it is. Top 4, top 3 plus 1 for tips in buying a property.
You got it.
Happy buying, everybody.